Okay, that's enough of that. I can't listen to that song without thinking of American History X.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Anyway, we did part one. We had to bleed over into part two. I think we just need to find out what happened to old that guy that did it.
His name was Donald. Yeah.
Donald.
Yeah. So I think we
He's
left off. He's
a witch named Donald. Okay.
Right.
Can't trust a fucking male Wiccan. You can't trust them.
Right. Right.
A straight male Wiccan. You can't trust them. A straight lady Wiccan. I just don't believe they actually believe it.
Really?
Nah, I don't know.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure they do.
I think if you're really full in on the Wiccan, you pretty much have to be a lesbian. All that female power and stuff. At that point, it's like, why do you want a man around? At that point, it's like, I guess that's an object.
That's true. That'd be fun too.
Mm-hmm. Objectify me, OD. That's all right. All right. Where were we at?
So yes, so where we had left off. So Donald, he was a security guard at Sacred Heart Hospital when all this happened. So anyway, they did find like the murder weapon in his home and the clothes that he wore during the murder, because he's obviously an idiot. And went on trial, was found guilty, and was sentenced to 3 life sentences.
3 lives.
So he'll be in there forever, which is good.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Because it was a very brutal murder, and he definitely deserved it.
If you're willing to kill your family over money,
yeah.
basically garbage.
And that's what it was. That's the whole point of the story, is it was a murder for money.
If you're willing to kill anybody over money, you're pretty garbage.
Yeah, absolutely.
So stupid.
But it had nothing to do with witchcraft.
Uh-huh.
The only reason the sheriff came out and said that was because they found Wiccan material in his home, and it just so happened to happen, the murder happened during a blue moon.
Oh, that's not all of it.
So they thought, you know.
That's not all of it. The reason Sheriff David Morgan did that shit is because he is a publicity whore. Mm-hmm. Where he was.
Yes.
You want to get into that?
Yes, I do.
Guess what? This is actually about Sheriff David Morgan. Our local sheriff.
Our local sheriff. And if you're interested, we're going to leave a link with a very good news clip from right after it happened.
And they're pretty much making fun of him.
They were trying to talk to him and make him clarify the witchcraft thing that sent everyone into a tizzy.
Yeah,
it's funny if you want to check it out.
I need to watch it. I should have watched it.
It's pretty funny, and you'll get to see this idiot.
Oh yeah. What else dumb shit did he do?
Well, he always sensationalized any murder that happened here that grabbed the media's attention. He was always on the forefront with his press conferences, just trying to make it a bigger deal than
out there as much as possible,
and wanted the national news to pick up on it and all that. So he always did that.
He probably had bigger intentions. I bet he wanted to become an actual politician.
Oh, I'm sure.
I remember back whenever it was an election year, what you would have is you'd be driving along, minding your own business, just driving, enjoying the sights. I mean, that's what regular people do. I was going to work. I was driving around for work, going to these people's houses, and I'd see these billboards with the ugliest fucking face you ever seen in your life, Sheriff David Morgan. He looked like John Saxon if you took him and wiped your ass with his face. And he would be on these billboards. They'd be PSAs.
Yeah.
Lock your doors. That was the big one.
Right. Yeah.
Lock your doors. Yeah. Lock your car doors. But it'd just be during the election year.
Uh-huh.
And it occurred to me what is happening is You won't see his signs everywhere because he's saving money. He's saving money by getting the taxpayers to pay for these stupid ass fucking billboards so he can put his face out there and get free promotion for his campaign.
Yeah.
Well, not free. We're paying for it. But it's free to him.
Exactly.
Much like his paycheck.
And another interesting thing that he did on his uniform, he put like general badges on it or something.
He put a bunch of fake badges all over his uniform.
So he walked around like he was a fucking general at Pensacola or something.
Yeah, Pensacola general. There's no point in hiding where we're at this point. We're talking about David Morgan.
Exactly.
So he's walking around Escambia County like he's a Escambia County general.
Uh-huh.
And we finally let that motherfucker, he finally lost.
Finally, yeah.
And then when he lost, guess what we find out? This motherfucker building a statue with our money.
$75,000 he spent on a bronze statue of himself.
Oh my God. Do you know how expensive? Bronze is expensive, boy. Man, if you got some copper, but you got a chance to get bronze, that's.
And he ordered it from a company up in New York as well.
Of course.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody down here working with bronze. Right? We're down here stealing copper out of fucking air conditioning units and fucking catalytic converters. We're not. Ain't nobody working with bronze around here. Maybe on the base.
So he made this statue so he could like stick it. They also spent $75,000 on another statue of another man here in town that was like a canine cop or something.
Ooh,
so they were going to put him like right outside the doors to the jail, have one on one side and one on the other.
Let me tell you something about canine cops. They love throwing innocent people in jail. That's their bread and butter. Because you know what the canine dogs actually do? Everybody thinks they're sniffing out the drugs, they're finding the drugs. They actually did a test. And the people that did the test were canine officers that had a conscience and started thinking, hey, this is kind of strange. That like we keep finding nothing on people. And when they did a test with the dogs, they found out that the dogs, even as well trained as they are, still wanted to make their masters happy.
Oh.
So they were basically watching the small facial cues on an officer's face and figuring out who they didn't like and who they wanted to get in trouble.
Right.
So basically, when you got a canine thing going around the car, you might as well put some bacon in your pocket or something. Make them like you. They might be okay. Because it has nothing to do with whether or not you got something in your car or they're checking you for other things. It has to do with that dog trying to make the person that's in charge of it happy.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know nothing about the guy, but these canines, they're bad cops. These dogs are bad cops. They're bad cops.
Poochies.
They're probably great dogs, you know?
Yeah.
I have a family member, married into my family in South Carolina, that was attacked by a canine.
Really?
Yeah, his dad was. And, of course, up in South Carolina, there's got these small towns. And everybody that's in a position of power is related to each other.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And I said, well, you're going to sue that son bitch. And he's like, you can sue him. All the lawyers are people from his family. All the judges are people in his family. The sheriff's somebody in his family. So what ends up happening is a dog just bit the fuck out of you for no reason. While you were just doing your own work, and it went off the handle and bit you because they're training it for... It's the same thing they say about pit bulls. You know, you train them to get the bad guy. But they're just dogs, man. Sometimes they fuck up, they don't know who the bad guy is.
Right.
And they go bite the wrong person. And you done trained them.
Yeah.
And that shit, they'll say a bill of goods telling you those dogs are so well trained, and they are. But they're still just dogs at the end of the day. They can't think critically about what's going on. They're seeing the world from a dog's perspective. So anyway... David Morgan. Did I go off on a tangent there?
You did go off on a tangent there.
David Morgan. He's not the current sheriff anymore.
Yeah.
Do you know the current sheriff's name?
His last name is Simmons. I can't I don't remember his
He's kind
first
of an
name
idiot
right
too,
now.
but I mean, what do you want? He's a sheriff.
Oh, he's better than
He's
David
He's
Morgan.
better.
Yeah.
He did capitalize on David Morgan being an idiot.
He
Make fun of
did.
him.
He did.
Which
He
was
did.
funny, but at the same time, you can't trust them just because they make fun of the other one. Trust me.
Right.
Oh, that's the end of it. Shut it down. Don't turn off the alarm. Turn off the camera. What are you doing?